What's up, people, and welcome to the Feelings First. I think I almost did the aqua sound.
It was close.
It was
It
close.
was baby.
It was close.
Baby aqua.
Baby aqua. But this is the Feelings First Facts Later podcast with Nathan Mitchell, aka Doodoo Brown, and the
Doodoo
lovely
Brown.
Yeah, Doodoo Brown.
Why?
Because I'm Doodoo Brown. Mocha. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We ain't doing that light skin shit today. It is full. Don't start me. Don't start me. And this is the lovely Cristina,
Hey.
aka
Oh my God.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we on today. We on today. By the intro alone, you should already know what the energy is. I'm pointing at you, people. It's that energy. Actually, I'm trying to build up energy.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
I know.
That's right. So since we've been given updates on how potting has been as new parents, not new parents for the first time, but new child parents.
Right.
There it is. We attempted to record about an hour and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was good. Baby was down. We got all set up. The day has been a perfect day as far as the baby goes.
She's
been
had
up.
a really
She's
good
been,
day.
having good sleep. So we're like, okay, this is cool. She's going to lay down now and we're good to go for the next at least 3-4 hours, maybe. We might get a
Right.
stretch, but at least 3 hours. Shit you not. We hit record on everything.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go sync the audio up. I hit the clap. As soon as I hit the clap, but it wasn't the clap that did it. It was at the same time that I clapped,
like,
she
you
went,
couldn't make it up.
and it was like, son of a. So we had to stop everything, go down, feed her, and she was up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like,
No, she's like, oh, you were about to do
no,
something?
you're right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was, kind of halfway in, halfway out.
She was up.
She was ready to go babbling, not really babbling, but cooing, cooing and everything, just ready for the day. But we're here. So
We made it.
got some energy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make this happen. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start off with, before we start off with your people, I want to say shout out to all of the fellas out there that have women that get dialed up only when they're about to go do work stuff.
Okay. Oh my God. Wow. You don't take me anywhere anymore.
I don't take you anywhere. Look, this is what she says. I don't take. Listen, how
I don't know.
how do we have access to go?
We might.
I got a hold of a nanny. I've been trying to get you to link up with her. You finally linked up with her today, but if you would have linked up with her when I gave you the number weeks ago, we would have had nanny service already, and we could have been to lunch. We could have been to all the places.
To lunch.
But we can't do.
We can't do dinner. To lunch.
Dinner. Why can't we do dinner?
Because you said to lunch, because that's more realistic.
Only because of the nanny window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could have done all these things,
Oh,
but here we are. Here we are. But conveniently enough, when it's time for you to go to work,
I have to look presentable at the job.
At the job, presentable, hair straightened,
I had
makeup
sweatpants on.
That's even worse,
That's
people.
even worse.
Because
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
look, super casual, got the sweatpants, the booty all out. You know what I'm saying? It's
What?
crazy. It's crazy. So shout out to all you dudes out there that have
Those women look decent to go to work.
It's not that you looked dialed up to go to work. It's not that.
No, it's not.
Is that you haven't been doing that for me?
I try.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
But it's okay. I had I can't remember if this was an actual coworker of mine or a friend of a coworker of mine that told me the story. It was a while ago, but he was telling me that either himself or his buddy had, his woman was a bald chick, full on baldy, boom. She wore wigs, but she looked fly in these wigs,
Okay.
right? And so when he met her, he met her with the wigs on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so every time that she would step out the house, She would have these nice wigs on, hair looking good, yada yada yada. But when she was in the house,
Yeah.
she had the
Wigs
baldy.
off. Yeah.
So he left her ass because he got tired of seeing the baldy because that's all he would see. The rest of the world got Wigzilla.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They got
Wigzilla.
everything. She was
I could see that. Because that's extreme.
right. But he got is it really that? What's the difference?
What do you mean? Bald? It's not like your hair's not done.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying. It's like
What are you saying?
you should walk around the house with full
Okay.
makeup. You should treat me like you're going to work every day.
You don't need that.
Okay. I'm telling you right now what I need. Maybe I'm gonna put in that app.
Go ahead.
And we can talk
Put
about
it
it.
in the app.
We can talk about it in
Okay,
the app.
can we?
But before we get there, because we're gonna talk about the app today.
Good.
Today we're talking about the app. But before we get there, your people. I don't know. Well, to be fair, I don't know if she's Puerto Rican. All I know is that she's some sort of Hispanic. Right. Stirring things up with the black community because Copen State University, it's a nursing school out of Baltimore. They announced the 2023 Miss Copen or Coppen. I think it might be Coppen. Miss Coppen State University is one of your people, Hispanic woman. Nice, pretty young thing, 23 years old. Looks like she has some nice teeth, about your complexion, straight hair. She's not even an Afro-Latina. And she won.
Did you say what the university was? I missed that part.
Coppen.
No, I know, but why is it a big deal? Because it's a what?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's an HBCU.
Yeah.
That's important. Did I say it?
I don't
miss that
know.
part?
I don't know. I don't feel like you did.
If I missed the part, that's the most important part.
Right.
This is the HBCU.
Right. That's the problem.
Now, internet's going crazy. Now, what does that even mean? What does the internet going crazy even mean? I mean, it really means nothing because these are the people that probably have never been to an HBCU.
Yeah.
Probably never been to college. These
I
people
wonder
are just
if it's
outraged.
really a big deal at the school or people who have no idea where Baltimore is are freaking out.
And so when I first saw this, I go, okay, good for her. They voted her in, right? Because I would imagine if you won Miss of anything, it's because the student body voted you in. Now, I don't know.
Yeah,
I try to look up how do you become Miss Coppen. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but Miss Coppen State University or Miss Coppen State, whatever. How do you win that?
Yeah.
And the only thing that kept popping up was how do you get access to applying for the school. Okay. It didn't really break down how she went. But I would imagine that it's a voting thing, and it's not just something that the school gives you because of your academics or anything like that. But even in, let's say it is something that is given to you because of how well you excelled in school, right? Mm-hmm. Then she still went to the school and she excelled in this school. So I don't understand what the issue is. I mean, I understand what the issue is. Yeah. And I know you understand what the issue is. Y'all are taking all the black people shine. You're taking the men's. Yeah, you're taking the trophies at the schools, the HBCUs. Angry. But poor her. Because it sucks for her because I'm sure she might have known. I mean,
she knew.
Right. I was going to say that she wasn't prepared for the backlash that she was going to receive on the internet. She's 22. She knows the internet, and she knew that this
or
was
the school
happen.
that she's going to, and the female experience.
100%. So yeah. What's up with you in that?
I don't know.
You like the mic today.
You didn't adjust it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God. Wow.
But yeah. Oh yeah. I wanted to paint her as this poor naive child that didn't. And I know she's an adult woman, but she's 22, so whatever. But she understood the internet and she knew what was about to happen. But that still doesn't mean that she deserves the backlash that she's probably receiving. But I'm sure she also understands, if she understands the internet, that she's receiving this hate from people that probably have never been to an HBCU, probably has never heard of this particular HBCU.
Right.
And this just happens to be a story because it's hit story. Latina women, HBCU, yada yada yada. It's boom. Let's run with it. It's a good time. But yeah. But take a sip of water, right?
Water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leave me alone.
But while we're still on black people, because I'm not done with nurses yet. You nurses, I'm coming for you. But black people are also upset because because the NYAC, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, NYACK, it's a middle school in Rockland County, right outside of New York City. They are upset because their lunch on the first day of Black History Month, the first day of school for Black History Month, served chicken and waffles and watermelon.
Yikes.
And
That's
so
pretty bad.
I think RMAC, I think that's the name of the food supply company,
Yeah.
along with the school, had to release an apology and yada yada
That's
yada.
pretty
Because
bad.
is it bad?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Maybe it's my knee jerk reaction, and maybe I'm just harsh on just sensitivity in general, not black sensitivity, not white sensitivity or anything like that. I'm sick and tired of people being sensitive about shit that's not necessary to be sensitive about. And so when I first read this, I go, black people just can't be happy.
That's not appropriate, though. You think so?
Why not?
Any other day, maybe. Like,
Why
unless, okay, here's
why not?
Here's how I feel about it. If that's an item on rotation on the menu, then I don't think it's a big deal. But if they've never in life served chicken and waffles and watermelon, what? Like, oh, this is for black people? Like,
So then for St. Patrick's Day, should they not serve cabbage? Or what do they eat cabbage and corned beef, right?
corned beef.
Corned beef and cabbage. So should they not do that? Is that appropriating? Is that insulting? I would imagine that they did this on purpose.
I don't know if St. Patrick's Day people who celebrate it have the history with cabbage that black people do with freaking watermelon.
We like it though.
I know. But
I
that's
have
not
never
appropriate.
as a black man that's been to many black picnics, I have not been to one where
There's no
I did
watermelon.
not have chicken or watermelon. That is a thing. It is a real thing. It's not like this is made up. I would be offended by it if this was some like jigaboo pickaninny kind of, trope or nonsense propaganda that they wanted to push on black people and be like, well, we don't like that. Like, where's this coming from? It'd be one thing if we didn't like it and then they served it there on that day as hey, we're giving you all a one up. You like this, right? And it's like, no, we've been telling you 1,001 times we don't like it, right? But we do. And I don't think it's stereotypical to serve something that we actually find delicious and the world finds delicious. And it just so happens to be something that is associated with black culture. Guess what? Everything is damn near associated with black culture as far as in the United States. Anything that's popping is associated with black culture. You can't do anything or eat anything that's fly without it being considered black culture in one way or another, for the most part. Not anything, but for the most part. So when I see this, I can't see what the problem is. What's the problem? You all like it? Yeah. It's Black History Month. Yeah. So we're serving some shit that you all like. We're really going to be upset about this? So what would have been appropriate? To not do anything?
Leave it alone.
Then you know what I think would
leave it
happen?
alone.
In all honesty, you know what I
Leave
think
it
would
alone.
happen?
The food doesn't have to be a part of the experience of celebrating Black History Month. It just doesn't. They could do so much more. And I don't know. I don't know how else they acknowledge or what. I'm not sure what that looks like. But I think really, to me, of all the things to do, it shouldn't even been a thing.
You know what happened if they didn't do anything?
I didn't say anything.
No. Okay, as far as food wise, if they did nothing as far as food
Nobody
wise,
would have
you
said
know what
shit.
happened? You think so?
Not at the cafeteria. You're not expecting that. That's not a thing. If they didn't acknowledge it at all, I think completely different story. But no one's expecting you to serve the food of the culture that you're celebrating that month. That's not I don't think so. I don't think that that's expected.
I think that probably wouldn't have been expected or wouldn't have been a problem. And again, I don't know the school, so I don't know what they do throughout the year. But if throughout the year they didn't serve anything that was related to any cultural heritage day, like let's say
You're saying that's not a problem, or that would be a
no,
problem?
no, no, no. What I'm saying is that if they didn't do it for any other day, like let's say St. Patrick's Day came around and they didn't have anything,
Or
right?
Hispanic month.
And they didn't
Then
do
what?
anything, then
Are
now,
they doing tacos and rice and beans? Like I'm curious to know what they do any other month.
so what I'm saying is that if they do nothing for anybody and then they did nothing for black people, then it'll be fair. Because it's like, okay, well, across the board throughout the year, we did nothing. We just kept our menu in rotation. We didn't do anything different for anybody. We just kept it basic. But if they, let's say next year, they go, okay, well, we're not going to do anything for Black History Month because we don't want to touch this shit. But then the other months that they did something, black people will complain and say that they were left out. And I think it goes to this narrative, and this is a hot button topic, so I'm leaving you out of it. This is just me saying this. This is Nathan Mitchell saying this. I think black people somewhat enjoy being the victim one way or another. We need it. It's almost like it's a part of our culture, the victim mentality, right? And I say that because when I see something like this, the whole chicken and waffles thing, is it insensitive? I don't think it's insensitive. Could it have been in bad taste? Maybe, but it's not far off from what is liked.
I don't know.
It's not made up.
I think for something like that, something more appropriate would be pick a day, host an event, and invite black families to bring their favorite foods and share them with everyone. Leave it up to people to decide what they want to share. Like,
yeah, but we can't do that in school. You can't bring food
you
anymore.
can.
No, because kids are allergic to everything, and someone would end up dying, and then now someone died, and now someone.
Then leave the food alone. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Now I don't, and I would be curious to see what else they were doing curriculum wise, which to me makes more sense. It's more important than serving chicken and waffles and watermelon.
Hey, I think that's fly shit. Thank you. You serve chicken and waffles. That is dope, and I'm sure the kids loved it. I'm sure they loved it. I don't think that kids will be upset about having some chicken and waffles because it's delicious and having watermelon. Maybe one,
I would be okay with it if it's just a meal that's on rotation.
I don't think it was on rotation.
Nothing right, like exactly.
That. Not like that. But I ain't mad at it. Well.
Also, nothing offends you. So there's that.
Yeah, maybe that's that. But I still believe that there's some sort of pleasure there's some sort of pleasure that is had of being the victim in our community. By our community, I mean the black community, not yours. Again, I'm leaving you out of it. But I think that there's, I don't know. I just need to think about it more. But on a surface level, I feel that we look for opportunities to be offended, to be upset about something. And this, to me, when I saw this, that was my first thought was, really, this is what we're mad about? Because someone was trying to do something nice.
It's just sometimes the effort is just so misguided. And I think that's why people get annoyed or offended. Like, really? This is where we're at in 2023. Like, this is the best you can do.
I mean, someone trying.
That's crazy.
And maybe I'm looking
That's
at
trying.
maybe I'm
taking something stereotypical is trying.
Yeah, but it's not false.
Okay, and most stereotypes aren't. So,
but that's not a bad stereotype. Black people like chicken and waffles. We yes, we do. We have restaurant chains. All like it's yes.
I get that, babe. That's not what I'm saying.
So and I guess if we didn't have those things, then I would look at it differently. If it was just like again, if it was something that was just made up and it was just thrown out there, then it's like, okay, you're being a bit insensitive.
Well, it's just the beginning of the month. Let's see who else does something. And I think we talked about this last year too.
What happened?
like things that come out and,
Oh
companies
no, you know
try
what it
to
was?
do the
It
most.
was a Juneteenth. That
Yes, it
fly
was.
ass ice cream.
Which I found, remember? I
That
didn't
fly
buy it.
ass ice cream.
Yeah.
But back on nurses. Says we're here. Look, the internet gives this to us, so we can't sleep on it. But fake nurses are on the rise. Okay. So before I get into this, I want to say I feel bad for all of the nurses that worked really really hard to get to where they are today,
Yeah.
and I say that because I know that a stain like this, and this really hasn't hit mainstream media. I haven't heard about too much of this, which you would think this would be a big fucking thing.
It is a big deal.
Considering it is a public health risk,
Yeah. Major.
huge public health risk, right? But it hasn't hit the platforms like it should.
Yeah.
Because this is healthcare.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but whatever.
There should be outrage.
But a stain like this, unfortunately, affects everybody that's involved in the field, right? So even though it appeared that and they're saying at least 7,600 nurses could be out there practicing and that have a license. They do have a license.
Yes,
however, they didn't get formal, right?
Yeah.
They didn't earn it. They didn't get formal education
That's crazy. That's
right.
scary.
It's scary. It is scary. But they passed the test,
That's scary.
But a stain like this can easily start discrediting the people that actually work their asses off.
You know what makes me this while you're saying, I'm thinking it through. I wonder if, because this was in Miami, I wonder if it has to do with, let's say Miami is a melting pot. A lot of different people go to Miami. People who maybe went to school in their country to do that, but we don't recognize that here. So maybe it's like an opportunity to maybe look at things like that and reevaluate making someone go to school all over again for something that they went to school for, got a degree for, were practicing already for X amount of time. I wonder if a lot of those people fell into that category who went that route.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, fraud is still fraud.
No, not that it's okay.
Right,
but I think like when things like this happen, it's like an opportunity to step back and be like, what's the majority of the background of the majority of these people? Because not everybody has the funds, the time, the mean
to redo
things when you come here from another country and you've been doing what you did. But you can't do it here.
Yeah, I worked with a nurse. She was actually a doctor in her country. I can't remember what country she's from, but it was a Spanish-speaking country. But it wasn't Puerto Rico or DR or anything like that. I want to say it was more South America. But she came to the States, and when she came to the States, none of that mattered. She was a phenomenal doctor where she was from, allegedly, but came to the States, didn't mean anything, and so she was pretty much reduced to an RN. And I mean, that was kind of her life. And you could tell she was a bit jaded because,
I'm sure.
because no matter what people saw, and this is not a downplay at RNs, but she was treated as if she was an RN, and that was her level of understanding when she understood everything that was going on.
Yeah,
because
I
this
could
is
see
what she
her
did,
frustration.
where she was from. And it was just no acknowledgement whatsoever because she was missing a piece of paper from the U.S. that validated her experience and it validated her understanding on what the task at hand was. But for those of you who are not familiar with the news article, because we just kind of started just talking about it. So on January 25th, the Department of Justice announced they charged 25 people for alleged wire fraud scheme to hand out bogus nursing diplomas. Prosecutors said more than 7,600 of these fake qualifications were handed out from 3 different schools in South Florida, which allowed these people to sit down for the national boards to get licensed as registered nurses. Now, these nurses are not just in the state of Florida. They actually are spread out across the U.S., which is why I was saying in the beginning, I'm surprised that this isn't a bigger story because this is clearly a national health crisis or it could be a national health issue or concern or whatever you want to call it, because it is what you're saying. It is possible that some of these people that did sit for these boards and did get licensed as a nurse, even though they don't have formal education in the U.S., they could have qualified or have been formally educated somewhere else, which one can make the argument, I mean, USA, we might have the upper hand on education. But who knows? I don't know. But I am Team USA, so there's that.
And I guess that's the problem with that, because education's not the same everywhere.
If I get sick, I want to be here. I'll tell you that.
Right. Which is why
I don't want to
things
be
don't
in Haiti
transfer
or
from other
Jamaica or
countries.
whatever.
I understand why. I'm not like discrediting why we don't do that or why we do what we do. I get it. Like, yeah, education's not necessarily the same everywhere. So rightfully so.
And I threw out Haiti or Jamaica because no, check this out. The picture that they showed of at least two of the dudes that were prosecuted, or two of the dudes that are being brought up on fraud charges, black dudes, and in South Florida. So it's Haitian heavy. So it's quite possible that they were, some Haitian scammers doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Getting that money. But I would imagine that out of 7,600, probably a good bulk of those had zero.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice.
Zero
about it,
classroom hours, and they saw an opportunity because let's not jerk around. Nurses were getting paid during the pandemic.
Right.
Paid.
And even that pandemic, it's a good profession, and you can go anywhere, and like.
But they were getting.
No, I get that.
Money.
I know. I get it.
$3,000 to $5,000, sometimes more a week, taking contract positions, doing what they do, and at that point it would have been easy for you to hide your inexperience because you're not familiar with the place, you're not familiar with how they do things. A lot of them were travelers, so you kind of get that leeway of not knowing what you're doing anyway. So you show up to a spot.
That makes me think of the nurse that fucked me up when we went in for my C-section. She didn't even know how to put an IV in.
I saw her when I went to go get my hair braided. Oh, but you know what?
That's what I'm saying. Where'd she come from? Listen.
Well, there it is. We're figuring out the world's problems. No. I'm not saying she did. Anyway.
And I cut you off, but it reminded me of I'm like, maybe this bitch was one of those people.
No, but where was I at? So it's easier for you to appear or to have an excuse for not knowing what you're doing because you're in a new facility.
Right.
You're trying to figure out where things are. Oh, how does this machine work? And and then boom, next thing you know, you're making that money.
So crazy.
You're good to go. They don't have time to check licenses like that, which I would imagine now why they're being exposed. And I'm assuming that they were being exposed more recently than before, only because this article is newer. It's quite possible that this has been in the works for X amount of time. And now the Department of Justice has been sitting on it to make sure that they're doing the right thing. And now they're pushing through. So I know it's not like an overnight thing, but since the pandemic has slowed down and the facilities are not, just hiring on a whim, because now they actually have the time to sit down and evaluate things and check
these people who didn't
Right.
have the proper education
Right.
and did some fucked up shit like kill somebody. And there was something like a case opened. I wouldn't doubt that that's probably what sparked it more than what you're saying.
Right. Well, where I was getting at is because of how high speed the pandemic was.
No, I get it.
And how much turnover was happening.
Yeah, it was the perfect
you don't have time
Yeah.
to check, and make sure all the I's were dotted
Yeah.
and the T's were crossed and yada yada yada. But now that things have slowed down, you're like, hey, wait. Let's really look into this and figure things out because before it was easy. Someone died, COVID.
Yeah.
COVID. That's what it was. But now it's wait a minute. What's happening here? So, you all right?
Yep.
All right. You're looking.
I'm over it. I'm over this topic.
App talk. You ready?
Yeah. I'm like,
listen, whip out the app, whip it out. So we have been on this app. I have been taking it very serious. Cristina, on the other hand, has been
Okay.
Not taking it serious. Ever since I told her that I was going to cheat on the app and try to win it, she said, you know what? I'm going to win it over you. And so,
Why don't you refresh people's memory?
okay. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, in the previous episode, we talked about a new app that
Couples
we
app.
decided to pick up. It was a couples app. It's called Paired. And what this app does is it sparks up conversation. So it incentivizes couples to talk about different topics by way of some games, which is to me the most engaging part of it. And it also ties in more serious things by asking questions. Just
all topics.
all
like
topics, anything,
cheating,
cheating, sex, fantasies.
Yeah, all of it. Communication.
What about your first date?
Yeah.
Right. And then they do monthly breakdowns as far as they ask you questions about how you're feeling about the relationship, kind of like a check-in.
Yeah.
Just so you can, if you're being honest, you can get a good gauge on where your significant other is as far as how they feel about the relationship. And then it opens up the gateway for discussions all over the place.
And there's like a daily conversation question that changes. Not like today. It's what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your relationship right meow. It's a deep one.
Sleep.
Well, I'm saying it could be for people.
It
could be deep for people.
Okay.
Is what
all
I'm
right.
saying.
Oh, it could be deep.
Yeah.
Not deep sleep.
No.
But yes. So we are going to have a little bit of fun. And we answered questions on the app. And so Cristina is going to...
Why?
Because you have it. And my phone's over there.
No,
my
I know. But deeper than that, why?
Why? Why are we doing it?
Yes. The way you answered these questions is crazy.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. Some of the questions I answered a little off, but there's a good reason. We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
But what I'll do is I will be serious sometimes in answering these questions, and I will be silly sometimes. And when I'm silly, I'll wink at the camera. That way they know. And then for those of you who are listening, I'll add in a little sound for the winks.
Okay, so we're talking about which ones, the cheating boundaries or the connect on a deeper level?
Okay, so let's just do a rundown of the cheating boundaries.
Okay.
The cheating boundaries, I think, to me, I think that's kind of...
And I even told you last time, like, don't worry about those because it's stuff that we've talked about. But it's good conversation for people in general. Do you want me to... It's short. It's like 6 questions.
So we don't have to go through all the questions,
right?
Because it just is what it is. But basically, the app was asking about what you consider cheating, physical and emotional, and then what you would do if you encountered those things.
Yeah, and if your partner crossed the line,
and now,
your line.
And now I know I answered those tongue in cheek as far as,
and that was fine with that one.
But to be honest with you, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. As far as physical cheating, obviously, to me, physical cheating would be the big physical, right? Like if it was touching out, anything that was inappropriate. But I also had to see it. You see what I'm saying?
See what? See it happen?
Well, okay. I wouldn't have to see you having sex if you told me you had sex with someone, or you told me you kissed someone, or you told me you did that.
That's cheating too? Just sex?
No. Can I finish for a second? So, no, I don't have to see you having sex, or let's say you kiss someone for physical. I don't have to see it.
Okay.
But I'm guessing I would never know about touching, like if you touch someone. You see what I'm saying? Like if we were at a work event and you gave a colleague a hug, I'm not bugging out about a hug. But if I saw you give a hug and it looked, like a little, or if a hand was on the back that was inappropriate, or something like that. Like if I see it, then I'm like, what the fuck is this shit about? You see what I'm saying? But I would have to see that in order to be able to actually, describe it.
No.
If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying.
So to me, it's like, where could there even be a discussion unless you're this super open, unless you're on both extreme sides of the spectrum? Like, I don't even want you hugging people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or I'm pretty much open to anything as long as you don't, be intimate with it. Like, you can fuck, but just let it be fucking. Don't let it be lovemaking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're on those extremes, then I think that how could there even be real room for conversation?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Because I think most people will agree where I am, like what I just said. And maybe I'm off.
Maybe, I don't know.
Again, that's what I'm saying. I think that kind of conversation.
Some people might, like you said, feel like hugging is not appropriate.
And so then if those people feel that way, then that's where that app will go.
Right.
Boom, perfect. This would be a great way to have a conversation about it. But when I see it, I'm like, I feel how I think everyone else feels.
Okay.
About cheating physically.
Okay.
And as far as emotionally goes, which I think the way I answered it was try me and see how I feel about it. I think that's how.
Yeah.
I think that's how I would feel about it.
That list can be endless. Try some shit. Tell me about it, and we'll see how I react.
Right. We'll see how I react to it because I don't know. Watch this. If your phone bleeps right now, I'm not gonna look at your phone. But if your phone bleep now, and somehow I found out that you were texting some dude at 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I would feel about it. Even if you told me it was innocent, I think I would. Well, it's late at night. Like what?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how I feel about it. It would have to be a moment thing.
Right.
Because
then you'd have to know like who's the guy, because it's just like my boss will call me and text me at random all types of crazy fucking hours.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You would have, but maybe if you didn't know him and the relationship and the type of person he was, you might have a problem with that. You're like, it's 10:00, like some work hours are over. You see what I'm saying? So that could be an issue.
Yeah.
Depending.
Well, you put his name in your phone as a woman's name.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. See, now you're smiling because you know.
You're so ridiculous.
Wait. I'm not telling the truth, but I'm not wrong. Say, wait. The name in the phone is a woman's name.
It's not a woman's name. That could be a guy's name. It's his name. Okay. No.
Okay. So let's say this. I'm not telling the truth. Oh, you won't even meet me halfway. Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So I say all that to say, when it comes to the emotional stuff, I really don't know. Does that
like
make
what
sense?
what it would take?
Yeah, like what my real threreshold would be. Like you just have to try me, and then we figure the fuck out. And then the question was, well, what would you do if you found him cheating? And then it's curtains. It's bye. There's no way, and maybe this is just an immature answer, but this is me being completely honest. I need to be able to trust someone in a relationship. And so if that trust is broken, I'm broken as far as how I feel about the relationship. And there's no way that I can be comfortable in a relationship.
So no matter what it is, or it has to be an extreme of like fucking somebody else or having a whole emotional affair. Like what? Like if you felt funny about a hug, I'm just not.
No,
I'm not interested in trying you. I'm asking you a genuine question.
If I felt funny about a hug, no, because if I felt funny about a hug, then it might make sense. Like then what? A text message, huh?
No.
Perfect time.
It's a bear.
Around
the corner.
You know what? I know what it is. A bear. Uh-huh. No, but okay. So let's do this hypothetical situation. I'm at an event with you. You have a colleague of yours, or a client that you're working with, and they come up to you and they give you an inappropriate hug. Am I tripping? Not in the moment. I'm not tripping. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you about it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if it's he's handsy and I don't like I don't like it, yada yada yada, then why would I get mad at you because of something someone else did?
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to be like, well, why didn't you no. I mean, I understand that things can happen. Now if you did some fly shit, then now I have a problem with you. Yeah. Because on two levels: A, you're doing something fly that you shouldn't be doing, and B, you're doing it right in my face.
Yeah.
So then it's so you have no respect.
Yeah, right.
None. Because I know if I'm gonna do some sneak shit, I'm gonna make sure it's sneak.
Right.
on
As
the
it
low.
should be. Yeah.
Right. It's not going to be anywhere where I would think that you would be able to see it because I'm concerned about how it may make you feel if I'm going to do something
Yeah.
foul. You know what I'm saying? So, no, it wouldn't be curtains if I saw that and, without a discussion. But would it rub me the wrong way? Sure. But again, I can't get upset at you and hold you accountable for something that someone else does.
Fair enough.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And as far as emotional, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What would you do?
What would I do?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I can't sit here and say like the relationship would be over. I have a little bit more of like, maybe, I don't know, understanding is the right word, or patience, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. But I wouldn't be quick to just be like, this is. I would need more. We would need to talk about it. Obviously, like it's not just gonna be swept under the rug. But I can't sit here and be like, even if you were with another woman, even if you had sex with another woman, I can't be like, there's no way I would want to hear anything about it, talk about it, work through it. I can't say that. It would depend on what happened and how we go about it afterwards.
Yeah. Well, historically, women are a little bit more forgiving.
No, I get that.
Than men are. And we could blame it on whatever you want to call it, ego, whatever. I'm going to say I'm blaming it on me and my build, whatever that may be. If that means that my gender comes with ego and can't take it, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm a product of that 100%. And I would know that I wouldn't be able to trust you, which means that I wouldn't be able to trust in this relationship, which will make me feel all kind of insecure.
I get it.
Not as a person,
Yeah.
but as a person in the relationship.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to go forward with it. Even if I wanted to, there would be something in me that would just be missing or broken that I would not be able to be fulfilled. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
So if I left the relationship, it wouldn't be like I left in rage and it's fuck you and da 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 da. I'd be sad. I'd be like, damn, like I didn't want that to happen,
Right.
kind of thing. And then,
but you can't come back.
And
from
it would suck. It would suck. Yeah, but this is something that I couldn't come back from. So I would have to move on, because if I stayed in it, then I would be torturing you, because you would know how I feel, and you would know if I'm getting triggered by it, and you would know and now I'm making you uncomfortable and all these other things, and then it is what it is. So it's like just to make it easier on everybody, just pull that Band-Aid off and keep it moving. Especially because I know me and how I would react to it. So there's that. Let's go.
What, the next topic?
The next one, or one that was interesting to you.
Hold on, let me see what dumb shit you said. It was a lot.
A lot. Yeah, I did what I was supposed to do. I did my homework. I went through these things.
Okay, when are the times you feel most vulnerable in a relationship? Do you know what you said?
And remind
This is
me.
what I said.
Okay.
I said asking for things I need, doing anything where rejection is a possibility, depending on another person.
I feel like you copied and pasted my response.
Okay.
That's
your
what I
response said, when I'm sleeping on my stomach, she wants to take my cheeks so bad. Really? Throw the whole fucking app away. We're done. Delete it. You got your wish. Just fucking.
Boom, 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 boom. The champ is here.
I can't.
The champ is here.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know why. I don't know why you being defeated by me is bringing me so much joy. You know why it's bringing me so much joy? Because any other time you acknowledge my bullshit is bullshit. But with this, like, you're really heartbroken. And
because you know why? Because I put effort into it.
You sound like you're about to cry right now.
I put effort into it, and you were just like, fuck you. Like, that pissed me off.
But I didn't say fuck
yes,
you.
you did. What's okay. What are your favorite characteristics of your partner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, let's say what you said, and then you said
I'm not even going to say what I said, because I wrote a whole paragraph about what the things about your characteristics, and you said them titties.
I mean,
Jesus Christ. So fucked up.
Oh, okay. I'm
Never Nathan.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not that it's not that I don't take having these type of conversations with you serious. Wait. Give me don't dismiss me. It's not that I don't take these kind of conversations serious. I didn't take the app serious. Correct. Clearly, even though, I mean, them titties though, but I didn't take the app serious only because we've had all of these types of conversations.
Oh, I need to hear it again.
I see. And
I don't think you've ever told me that. You didn't answer that question.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew you were going to say this. Because I planned this all the way out in my head and you're falling right into my little trap. See, when you say things like that I have never said anything like that to you, or we've never had these type of conversations, then in all actuality, all jokes aside, this is no winking, right? It actually makes me not want to say these things to you, only because to say these things to you require me to be serious, require me to be vulnerable and me to be open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I say it and then it doesn't stick and it doesn't hold. And then you say things like, oh, I've never heard this before, or you've never said anything like that before, or I don't remember. Well, why don't you remember? These things should be memorable. But if it's not memorable, then I go, well, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this stuff? You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So all of these things that this app has asked of us for this particular cycle, they have been discussed with us or by us multiple times, at least once, most of the time, multiple times, only because we've had all these conversations since the beginning.
Right.
Since the very beginning.
Well, I need to hear it again.
See, that's what it is. This is the ego boost for you. That's
so
what this is.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Listen.
What's wrong with me needing that, telling you by way of an app and asking for it? Like, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with it. But
okay.
But you know what? You know what? And I know we've said it here on this podcast 1,001 times. This recording, like what we do, and this time that we spend on each episode, is a super small amount of the time that we spend speaking to each other throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. Like, we talk.
No, okay.
We talk about all this shit.
Yes,
and so I even said on the last episode, like, this app is perfect for everybody but couples that are like us.
Here's the thing. I'm going to stop you right there. Recently, there hasn't been that time to have those conversations.
Correct.
And there have been times since a better part of last year, because of so many things that we had going on, which we didn't get into, but we kind of like briefly talked about so much towards the last 6 months of the year since we've had a baby. So yes, prior to that, there was all the time in the world, all the connection, all the conversations, but it's like, it's been a while since we've been able to do that the way we used to do that. And I think you can agree with that. So sometimes I feel like I would like it a little bit more. And since we don't have the time to do it the way we used to, I was like, okay, this is another way we could do it. Yes. Is it something that an ego, whatever you want to call it? Maybe. But so what?
I see what you're saying. And I'm acknowledging it. And I'm not saying. No.
Okay.
Oh, well, no, there's a butt.
Oh, I know there's a butt.
There's
I already
fly ass butt coming. But